Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. This is Healing from Depression with Tony, my personal journey, my personal story. Today, video number 4, where we'll talk about the daily struggles of food, sleep, energy. Talk about day to day, how it was to survive depression day to day. So, men, women, depression is not a death sentence. For some who have been dealing with it much longer than I have, my stint was only a couple years, as I tell my story. But for those who have been dealing with it for a long time, please just hang in there. Hang in there. And it's a big community of people. A lot of people have went through depression. A lot of people that don't talk about it have went through it. And so I'm just here to tell my story. So hopefully, it's somewhere in my story, if you see yourself, that you know that there's hope, and maybe you can take something out of my story to help you survive, to help you hold on. So I thank you for coming once again. Welcome to my channel. This is Healing from Depression with Tony. I'll start with food challenges. For me, the first thing that kind of went south was my appetite. So my stomach was very sensitive. And come to find out, the whole nerve center of your body is in your stomach, right? Right, figure that one out. So it was day to day was tough. It was tough because I had to try to eat bland foods, like applesauce, and I couldn't eat anything spicy. I couldn't eat anything with red sauce, anything that was just too alive, so to speak. I had to eat, like a lot of toast, maybe fettuccine. That was very, very challenging for me. And of course, with me, with my stomach was just rumbling and growling, and that was contributing to a lack of sleep because my stomach was just growling around the clock. Yeah. So the food, trying to find foods that I could eat, like oatmeal, eggs. I was just looking up different things, just trying to make sure that I got at least a minimum amount of sustenance in me day to day. Now I'll talk about just day to day, beyond the food, the thoughts. Waking up in the mornings were the toughest. The cortisol release, which wakes you up, that spiked, and it would spike most of the day. So it was just very, very hard for me to uh, to fight through those days. Inside I was saying I can't do this. I'm not gonna make this. On the outside I was like I gotta fight. So I was having internal battles, um, between just being so disappointed, so dejected, but wanting to fight, but it just I didn't have a lot of fight in me. If that makes any sense to anyone, you know. Like I said in my last video, I had been fighting all my life in one shape, fashion, form, or another, but this was a different kind of fight. I didn't have a lot of fight in me like I would fight normally because of the intrusive thoughts. Because it was a battle from within. This was foreign to me, but yeah. So I remember day to day, I'd get up, and for me, I am of the Christian faith, so I would get up and pray and listen to try to listen to some word to keep myself encouraged. And I'll give you a little backstory about that because that kind of leads into where I'm going. Um, for me, I get a lot of word. Like I would say for the past 10 plus years, I listened to maybe 4, 5, 6 sermons a day, every day. So I get a lot of word. I get a lot of word. And so for me, when I encountered this, I was angry with God. I was disappointed. I was like, Lord, I've been seeking you, and this is what I found. I was kind of trying to psychoanalyze what I was going through. I was just mad at God, like, I'm really trying to seek you with my whole heart, and this is where I'm at. This is my, I was having my pity party. This is where I ended up, Lord. How does this all fit into a blessed life and all those things? So I went through a very hard internal faith challenge for me. It was just that was the biggest part of trying to make sense of it all. If that makes any sense to anyone, trying to make sense of it all sometimes it'll leave you stuck, because I was stuck for a while trying to make sense of it all, as opposed to just trying to deal with it. But day to day, that was very tough. But even with that part of being in the Christian faith, getting a lot of word, at that time, I could only kind of, what can you say? I could only do little niblets of the word. I couldn't take a lot of deep concepts. I couldn't talk about a lot of deep, truths. I remember I was listening to, I think, Joel Osteen, because I needed something just subtle, but I needed some word, but I just couldn't digest too much. In one of my counseling sessions, the counselor said to me, when you've been exposed to a lot, when you've seen a lot, you've been around a lot, she said, we are like sponges. Once you've absorbed all you can absorb, she said, that's it. That's it. And then I was at that point. I couldn't really watch any kind of action movies, because just too much was going on. I had to like watch nature, and this for me, I had to do nature and different subtle things. Yeah, that worked for me. And the day to day things like exercise, like I say, I was an extreme fitness person. Like I was preparing to fight, so I was training really hard 5 days a week, and so for that part, I was just a shell of myself. Then I would, what would help me there, but I would go take walks, maybe at the local school track, or little nature trails. They were very helpful for me, for my peace, for like the anxiousness I was feeling, for the thoughts that were telling me I wasn't coming back from this, all those intrusive thoughts. Yeah, but day to day was very challenging. So if you're going through a depression right now, just please just hang on. Know that some days are going to be tough. Some days are going to be tough, and I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that. Um, but I'm on the other side, so you can get there, and so it's possible. So I just want to be a beacon of light, of hope, that you can get to the other side. So that's how it was day to day with trying to do daily activities, and trying to work was just that was extremely tough, because like I said, I only had a little bit of limited energy, and then I couldn't just take on uh, a lot of troubleshooting like I usually do. That was usually my specialty, to multitask and to deal with a lot of different things, but I just couldn't do it at that point. And so yeah, that's what a day to day looked like. But I can say this one thing too, and I'm not sure how a lot of people are going to take this, but you're going to have to be extremely selfish uh, in healing. Extremely selfish in healing. There's times where people's like, oh, we're going to go there, we're going to do this. I said, no, I'm not doing anything. I had to get to bed at a certain time to try to reset my sleep schedule. I had to try to set up a schedule to try to get my body back into a routine. And so then you have to watch what you expose yourself to. You know, like I say, I couldn't go to any parties like that. It was just too much going on. I got out a little bit just to keep a good balance. Like I said, I didn't have the kind of depression where I was stuck in the bed, but I was just a shell of myself. I was just it was just an extreme fight day to day to do my daily activities and the things that I usually do, and then I could only really do a fraction of what I used to do. Mine was mainly my energy was sapped. So the energy I used to have, I was only working with a fraction of it. Now the sleep struggle, the sleep struggle was the biggest struggle because first of all, your mind is racing, but you want to rest. um, but your mind won't allow you to get that peace, that inner peace that you need, because you're thinking about this. What about that? What about this? How's this going to work out? How's this going to end? Am I going to be the same person when this ends? Is my mind going to come back sharp and alert like I'm used to it? Is my body going to bounce back? Um, just all those different things sometimes will allow you to not rest. So some nights I would sleep half decent. Like I said, I had to get some medication to aid me with the sleep. And at that time, I went to reset my sleep schedule. But that was very challenging because, with even with the medication, once that kind of wore off, your sleep was done too. So, but I got what I could get, and so back to survival. So I tell you, if you're in that mood now where you're not sleeping, you're not eating, first of all, go get some help. You know, is don't be ashamed, brothers, sisters, whoever's out there. Don't be ashamed to go get no help. Don't let nobody tell you that it's soft or it's weak. That you might have to go get you some help. A reset. You know, I work in the area with a lot of wealthy people, and believe me, they get counseling therapy and make sure that the children gets counseling and therapy, and they go on to make a ton of money um, and be productive in society. So I said all that, and if you're of the Christian faith and like me, you were going through a, a big faith thing. For me, it was my Garden of Gethsemane because it was just it was a quiet time. I was going through a pressing. Um, I was dealing with the voices of you're not coming back from this. And so it was a very, very deep time for me at my point in life. But I just want to say, you know, keep yourself around good people, positive people. Uh, Alcohol, stay away from the alcohol. The alcohol, I used to, early in the process, I used to try to do little nightcaps to try to help me sleep, but didn't realize that I was dealing with depression, that I was actually counterproductive to what I was doing. But alcohol, even little glasses of wine, little shots, it was absolutely the worst side effect that I would get um, while I was going through that depression. Any kind of alcohol was just it was the worst. So that didn't work for me. So I don't recommend that at all. And so, yeah. So in closing, I'll just say, going through these different phases of that I'm talking about with this depression, and this is probably the toughest one, the day to day. You're gonna have some setbacks, um, but you really have to really remind yourself that you're getting through this, that you're not always going to be here, that you can go to different videos, my video, other videos, um, and to get in communities where people were discussing depression. For me, it was a Reddit community. It was a Reddit community about depression where people would come and talk and kind of, of course, everyone had an anonymous handle, so people could come just ask questions. People could come to just air out. People can come to just cry on the page, basically through their words. But it was a very safe place. So I just say, in this healing journey, be very selfish with your healing. Don't be too hard on yourself. Celebrate small victories, like if you getting minimal tasks done. Like your to-do list. If you just get one or two things done off your list, and usually used to completing the whole list, don't be too hard on yourself. Healing is a journey. Uh, and in that journey, you're going to have some valleys and you're going to have some peaks. So I just want you guys to be encouraged to know that healing takes time. Everybody's healing journey and progress is different. So don't look at anyone else's journey and compare it to yours. Just know that it's going to be okay, and that you have people that have been through it that are willing to tell their story. So if you see yourself in that journey, you know that you're on your way. So thank you so much for coming, and please hang in there. Keep your head up. God bless. This is Healing from Depression with Tony, and I really appreciate you guys coming. Take care. Peace and blessings.